All right, now, welcome back. So let's move on to the next item on our tools bar. This is the crop tool. Trims or expands the edges of an image. So let's attempt to trim the edges of this image. Let's say we feel there's too much head space there. I want to cut it off. Too much leg space here. I want to reduce it. I'm going to do this. Do this. So come to the options bar. Click OK. And it's chopped off. This is now our new selection. So the parts that we cropped off have been completely deleted, and I might say that is because we have this option in the options bar ticked: delete cropped pixels. I want to see what happens if we do not have this option to delete cropped pixels picked. So let's do a Ctrl Z and go back to our original. Let's come here and unclick it, and then attempt to crop this off as we did before. And let's see what happens. And OK. Because we did not have this clicked, while it was rendering, you will see it said fill. So it sampled parts of this gray area and used it to fill in parts of the canvas that we decided to cut off. So it's going to take a longer process, and it's going to be tasking on the machine to find and fill. So just leave this on. It makes it a faster process. So let's go back to Ctrl Z, and then there's something else the crop tool can do aside clipping off parts of the image. You can also use it to rotate the image. If you see, when I bring my cursor closer to the edges, you see it's slanting to the side, which tells you that if I click and drag, it's going to turn the image this way, and when you release and click OK, it's going to chop these parts off the image. Now, as you can see, the work is done. You would notice that when it was trying to render the selection for us, you will see these parts of the image. This part of the image were in black, and this part too when we twisted it. But now everything is white. Okay, Ctrl Z. All these parts were black when we were trying to render. Yeah. But after it finished rendering, everything became white. I will show you how or why in a minute. Come back and slant the image. And click. You can see that left our black spots there for us to go and deal with ourselves, and this is because we left the content aware part of the options bar unclicked. So always leave this option on, unless of course this is what you want, but always leave it on. Also, when you are on the crop tool and you come to the options bar and come down to ratio, you will find that you have a lot of presets here that you can work with to crop your images. You have the square, you can move it up and down to get your selected area and press OK. As 1 by 1, you have the 4 by 5 or 8 by 10. You click, as you can see. You have the 5 by 7, as you can see. It's changing as you move down. 2 by 3. So this tells us that our initial image was a perfect 2 by 3 or 4 by 6, as the case may be. We have a 16 by 9, you can see. And you can also come here and rotate where the 16 is and where the 9 is. Switch it for each other, and you can see it has made it vertical. It has made it a vertical selection. So when you are here, you can just come and clear it and stop the process. So anytime you're in Photoshop, just go around and look through all these things, tinker with them at your own time, so that you can get a better understanding of how these things work. So let's move on to the next tool. Under this crop tool stack, I have the perspective tool. Let's read about it. Crops an image to correct distortions caused by perspective. Alright, I already have a perfect image here, so the only thing I can do is to create distortions. Yeah, I'm now here. I'm going to attempt to create distortions in my image so that we can see how the perspective tool works. So come to the edges, you drag as you want. Yeah, okay, let me come here, drag this one down and pull this one up. Let's just stop here and say okay and see what happens. Wow. Well, I'm not sure this created much of a distortion for me to see how the perspective tool works. So let me go back and try and go crazier with my distortion tool. So let's say I do this perspective. Let's say I do this. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. So this is perspective. This is how it works. It's originally meant for correcting images that have perspective issues, but I've successfully used it to distort my own image. Let's go to a Control Z. Yeah, so that's how it works. Next one here is the slice tool. All right. So let's read about it first. Like to cut an image into smaller sections suitable for web design. You get. So let's start. Cuts. That's the first cut. Let's cut another one. Cut. As you can see, what comes to mind while I'm doing this is the YouTube banner space. When you're trying to set your display picture, you have smaller sections cut into it, and they say this part is visible when you're using a phone, and the larger part is visible if you're watching on your system, and the largest part is visible when you're watching on TV. So I think this is how it works. This is how they got it. So let's move on. This is the next one is the slice select tool. What does it do? Tell us. Selects, moves, and resizes slices of an image. All right, let's move this. We have moved it. Let's move this, and we have moved it. So, folks, that is all that this does. So the one above it, this one here, the slice tool slices it for you. The one directly below, slice select tool, selects the sliced parts and moves them around and attempts to resize them too. So that is what this does. Next, if you enjoyed this session, go down below, click the subscribe button and follow for more. Thank you.